Hey everybody, and happy Friday. Steve Reed with Benchmark Home Loans. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to just kind of go over a few things with our Friday tip today with relation to the contract and how a good contract from our agents will really help the process move along a lot more smooth and get us to closing quicker with less headaches along the way. So just wanted to note a few things for you in dealing with the contract. Of course, when we first get a contract, the number one thing we need is a fully executed contract signed by buyers and sellers with all the pages, all the addendums, the amendments, the counteroffers. So make sure we get that right off the get-go, because if we're missing some of those, it could delay the process. Also, make sure you double check against courthouse retrieval, maybe USPS.com for the post office address. Make sure you kind of cross-check the address. Make sure the property address is correct on the contract. I have seen that cause huge problems during the process and even getting close to closing when a realtor and an appraiser and a title company, everybody has a different address. So if we can make sure the contract has that correct, we don't want to use cash for earnest money. That always needs, for us to give the borrower credit for that earnest money, we have to during the process verify the canceled check for that earnest money. So make sure there's no cash taken for the earnest money. Make sure the check is deposited because we're going to need it to be cleared, so we can again go back, get a copy of that canceled check, and give our client or your buyer credit for that earnest money. So that's kind of important. Now, a real biggie and a thing that we deal with a lot is personal property listed on a contract. Please don't list anything that's not attached and considered real property. So if you've got a blind, if you've got blinds, if you've got a refrigerator, if you've got a swing in the yard, if you've got a lawnmower, please don't list that as included on the purchase price. You would need to just do something separate on that, because we can't have that. That's not really considered real estate, and it can't be a part of the contract. And we still see a lot of contracts coming in with that listed. Generally on the contract, now this does come up quite often, we can't escrow for repairs after the loan closes. Now there is rare cases where we can escrow for a few things, but as a rule, we can't escrow. And also, the buyer cannot be given an allowance back for a repair item. So we can't show like the buyer getting $5,000 back for any type of repair item that, where they're going to get a rebate after closing of that. That's not allowed, because that don't give a true picture of what the down payment is, because that goes back against that. And if there are repairs listed on the contract, those repairs will need to be completed prior to closing. So, because we'll have to allow time to get a re-inspection, get an appraiser back out. Sometimes, and keep in mind, that can take a day or two to get the appraiser back out or more. Then it can take a day or two to get the appraisal updated and back to us. So allow an extra week or so if you're having to do that. Make sure we get the lead-based paint disclosure if the house was built prior to 1978. Make sure we get that, and make sure it's fully executed by buyers and sellers. So these things just will ensure a smoother, quicker closing for us, for you, and it helps everybody out. And I know a lot of people probably already know a lot of these things, but just this Friday tip's just a reminder to us all. Hey, if we get these things up front, the whole process goes smoother. It's easier for us. We can provide you better, quicker service, which is our goal. We're not here to hassle you. We're just here to get your deal closed as soon as possible. So just hopefully some of that helps. As always, me or any of the loan officers here, or any of our team members are here to answer any questions. And have a great Labor Day weekend. Thank you so much for your business. Thank you for supporting Benchmark. And we will talk to you on next Friday's tip. Take care.